So this seems like a big impossible goal for a lot of people. And before last year, like in 2016, when I looked at like being able to like travel the world and doing videography at the same time, it just seemed like such a daunting task. I didn't really think anybody would be interested in me doing that. But as this year, I've gotten so many opportunities and so many available things that I want to share with you guys on how to do that. It's actually not that daunting of a task. It is actually pretty accessible. So there's a couple ways and a couple of different avenues you guys can go down to achieve this. So without further ado, let's get right into it. The first thing that you need to achieve before going out and looking for contacts and finding these different things is to develop a good travel reel. Now, being a director and a cinematographer and being able to film like even dramatic stuff is different than filming travel stuff. And what you're gonna realize is if you're sending stuff to like clients or potential clients, the first thing they want to know is, can you film buildings? Can you film locations? Can you film the people in those locations? And so the first thing you have to do, in what I did actually at the beginning of last year, was I just filmed a trip that I went on. My girlfriend and I went on a trip to Vietnam, and part of that trip, I made it a mission to film kind of just like a journal of the whole thing. And I filmed it all like on my cell phone. It wasn't super high quality, but I'd say like 70% of the video was like on my cell phone, 20% was on a GoPro, and then like 10% of it was on my DSLR. But what really mattered was I was capturing moments and I was capturing the image of what it felt like on my trip. So next time you plan a trip, think, can I film something on this trip? Can I film the whole process? If it's like for like a week long, you're going to Cuba, you're going to a resort, film the resort, film how people are there, get nice establishing shots, you know. If this is something that you want to do, film it the way you would show a client and how you want your work to be shown. So for me, I really love experiential stuff. I love to immerse the audience into the experience of things. So that's how I compiled together my travel video. Then once I came home, it kind of spread like wildfire. I sent it to a bunch of friends, and their friends shared it, and then eventually got into the hands of this guy who I've been traveling with for the past year. And so that little video that I'd shot of just my trip eventually spread to a point where now not only friends are seeing it, but potential clients. And so just doing like a little travel video of your experience, if you do it well enough and I spent weeks on making sure the edit was great. Not because I was looking for clients to hire me on future gigs, I just wanted to make sure that the audience who was watching it felt what I felt on my trip to Vietnam. You're like, okay, Zach, I went on my trip, I filmed the whole thing, I paused your video, now I'm back, I've got my whole trip captured, I've even edited the video. Well, what's the next step? Share it with friends, share it to everybody, share the crap out of it, and make sure you've spread your video across to as many networks as possible. What's the next potential step? You've shared it with all your buddies, but you're still not getting any traction from potential clients. Now what I would recommend is start approaching brands and companies, hotels, networks, different people who are wanting to get more travel videos. Basically, the contact info for a lot of the companies that you might want to work with is pretty easy. What I would do is I would actually find smaller brands, startups, things that are beginning, and start doing videos for them and send them a message, send out like 100 messages, and I guarantee if your video is good enough and if it represents the brand of the company that you're approaching well enough, they'll want to hire you on. Now, your first couple gigs might not be the $1 million gigs that you have in your head. Actually, just assume that it might be free, but your travel expenses might be paid for. Maybe your travel expenses might not be paid for, but the experience itself is paid for. So let's say you're doing like an event video in Vermont and you're filming people climb up a mountain, which we did. The experience was paid for and we got to meet a lot of really cool people and we made this really cool experiential video. Now, we got that job because I filmed our trip camping and I made an experiential video out of that. So start with your reel, start with building something that's really cool that represents what you want to film in other companies, and then start approaching brands and places. And online, using the internet is a great platform to reach out to these companies. Literally, just go to their contact info, reach out to whoever's running it. Essentially, expanding your network is one of the most valuable things that you can do to make this catch on. So by reaching out to your friends, close family friends, and even just doing like local like real estate videos might lead you into the direction of doing real estate videos in Cuba, doing hotel videos. So just because what you're seeing right now and what you're doing right now isn't giving you that big grand scale opportunity doesn't mean it's not gonna come down further down the line. But the biggest thing is just start reaching out to networks and people that you feel like your video meets. And I have reached out to probably hundreds of people over the past couple years for any sort of project that I'm working on, and we've gotten lots of bites over time, but that all started out from making a really great concept or demo reel video. So to list it down for the people you should contact, I would contact like brands who want like a branded content piece, so like sort of startups, whether it's a shaving company, shoe company, t-shirt company, any sort of company out there that you can fit their brand into a unique location is a really great way, and it is are really great people to reach out to. Another great avenue is like real estate. And it's not necessarily reaching out to real estate agents or real estate companies. Think of like doing ads for like hotels or resorts, and maybe, or even like a boat trip. You can attach your videography skills to advertising a sort of building. And then another final one is filming events. Now, you can do like event videography, traditional event videography, where we've all seen those, but you can also do like really cool experiential stuff. We just did an event video up in Vermont, and we made it like super cinematic, super experiential, because that's the stuff that we focus on. That's the sort of stuff that we like making. One really great tip for getting these travel gigs is utilize your skills as a bartering system. If you're a great filmmaker or in your videographer, editor, etc., your skills can sometimes be priceless to brands. So the fact that you can shoot a really cool like experiential video of someone's brand or event is super valuable to them, and they want to utilize that. So maybe they can't pay you, but it can be an all expenses paid event experience. The best thing about this is whoever you're filming for, chances are they have a network of people who do the same thing. So if you're going to an event, when you're filming that event, there's probably going to be another event coordinator there who sees what you're doing and wants to hire you on for something else. Or if you're filming a hotel, maybe the competitors see your videography for that hotel and they want to hire you on for that. Essentially, once you get your foot in the door, really just push it as far open as you possibly can, utilizing your skills and talent. At the end of the day, there's a lot of potential to travel more than ever now. And if you have the urge and you've got the bug and you want to get paid doing this, is a really great way to do it. And it's a process of elimination. Maybe you do a hotel video and you're like, I don't really like doing this, but at least I tried it. Try as many different ways of travel videography and figure out which one you like the most. And once you've landed on it, stick to it and keep doing it. You're gonna find clients who like the same stuff that you're doing. I guarantee there's a spot for you out there. If you like doing this, you'll find a spot. Thanks again for watching. If you like this video, want to take a look at some more PremiumBeat's awesome content, give us a subscribe, like this video, share it to all your travel filmmaking friends, and I will see you guys in another video. Take care.